Yeah. Yeah, I get excited. Yeah, Truth Nuke for Francesca Hong. That was a wonderful rally yesterday that we did. Obviously, people are mauling over some of the statements made at the rally, even though I think the rally was pretty normal. I was fairly moderate in my commentary. I think I was fairly moderate in my commentary. But to get the short and sweet of it, we can start at where is it? Didn't I retweet it? I thought I retweeted it, but I guess not. There was the moment where I was like, we're going to make sure no Republican ever gets elected into a seat of power ever again with our successes. What is this? Mitch McConnell discharged from the hospital and heading back to his natural habitat. Yeah, it's real. He's alive. Playlist for later. Okay, hell yeah. Oh, here. We'll start here. Controversial
News at 10.
Good evening. We start with Commitment 2026. Just 9 days until Wisconsin's primary elections. The race for governor in the spotlight. 4 Democrats competing for their party nomination. Joel Brennan, David Crowley, Francesca Hong, and Kelda Royce. The winner of the August 11th primary will take on Republican Tom Tiffany in November. Tiffany already has his party's endorsement. One candidate bringing a controversial political streamer to a campaign stop in South.
I like that Wisconsin behaves like a small potato town. You know what I mean? Wisconsin behaves like a small potato town where they're like, oh, they brought a celebrity superstar from the outside world. Like, and he's quite the controversial guy. It's like, yeah, it's fine, man. We got hella Hasanabi heads in Wisconsin. I know now. Louder, please. Is it super loud? I can't tell.
Milwaukee today. 12 News' TJ Dysart
I feel
takes
like
us there.
I'm the same level of loudness now.
Taking center stage.
When will they stop labeling it controversial? Probably never. It's actually kind of annoying that everyone just basically takes it for granted that I am a controversial guy. Controversial is, I guess, better than anti-Semitic. But like they either say controversial or they say anti-Semitic, which I really don't like. But here's the situation. They will continue doing that. And it's really interesting because they didn't used to do that. They did not used to do that back in the day. It's only after I started getting more actively involved with campaigns. Yes, I got that the video is fucking louder than my mic. I got it. Calm down. I know. I got it. Is that good? Is this good? Jesus Christ. Holy shit. Like, calm down. Anyway, the point I was trying to make is it's definitely annoying because before I got involved with campaigns, before I started throwing this weight around, the weight of this community around, and pushing for candidates that they also consider quote unquote controversial, the media loved me. They would call me the Joe Rogan of the left. And they were like, oh, this guy's like the whisperer to the bros, the whisperer to the white bros all around, right? And as soon as I started working with campaigns, from Zoran Mamdani's all the way to these sequence of insurgent victories, all of a sudden, everyone's like, this is the 9/11 guy. This is Mr. 9/11. He did 9/11. He loves 9/11. He's Mr. Anti-Semitism. He's super anti-Semitic. It's like, it's not, they're not slick. Like, I know what's going on. They were saying you were controversial back then. No, not. Brother. No, the fuck they weren't. It certainly wasn't to this degree. Are you kidding me? Mostly they would just say progressive, liberal, very liberal. Those were the terms that they would use prior to like even post October 7th, after the election. The way that they covered me was never anti-Semitic or controversial. The way that they covered me was basically as a the way they covered me was at most like very progressive, very liberal content creator. You're objectively controversial, man. It's not a big deal. Okay, I don't think you guys understand how this works. If the media keeps saying something, the media has every opportunity not to do this. But the reason why they do this is because once they start promoting it like this, then it becomes the reality. Okay? A big part of my fucking job is to do media literacy and media criticism. And a part of my job is to also explain to you how certain things, certain metas begin. Okay? So being called controversial is bad. I mean, it's just a negative framing, which is precisely there's a tool. This is a tool. Okay? It snowballs into something after enough mainstream coverage flips and starts covering me as a controversial person. Okay? That's it. Now, it doesn't necessarily matter all that much for average folk. Obviously, there are some who hear it and they get their notes from mainstream outlets and they think, oh, this is a controversial guy. They didn't think twice. Okay? Now, they either say anti-Semitic, terrorist, or controversial. They don't say who I'm controversial to. I'll give you another example. Divisive. The media loves using the term divisive, right? This is an important narrative tool. It's an important narrative building mechanism that the media utilizes. What are some issues that they call divisive? Israel-Palestine is an issue that is dividing the base of the Democratic Party. But you all know that it's not actually divisive in the base of the party at all. Divisive to who is what one must ask. Okay? This is another tool that they deploy here to say, oh, he's just a controversial guy. It's just a way to frame the issues as controversial. Attack the messenger because you can't tackle the message. And then once it's established that I'm a controversial guy, then everybody else, just repeats that verbatim without really thinking about it, without really considering it. That's how it is. They did this with Ilhan Omar for years as well. And they're doing it to me in a similar manner.
At South Milwaukee High School Sunday, controversial political streamer Hassan Piker, alongside Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, both rallying behind gubernatorial candidate and Democratic Socialist Francesca Hong.
Not only are we going to run up the numbers for Francesca Hong on August 11th, but we are going to take that victory to the general election to make sure that the Republican Tom Tiffany never gets a seat of power ever again.
The support comes with less than 10 days until the August 11th primary. Hong previously appearing on Piker's stream in late June. Since then, the streamer has participated in fundraising efforts supporting her campaign.
It seems like Wisconsin is making its choice. And it's not me. It's all of us.
Some Democrats, including Democratic candidate David Crowley, have criticized Hong for associating with Piker. In 2019, Piker faced widespread backlash after saying Americans, quote, deserved the September 11th attacks, a statement he later walked back. Other critics claim Piker has made anti-Semitic remarks in the past. Hong with Reporters Sunday.
Is it a risk appearing alongside these guys as you kind of frame and head into the general?
It would be risk not to try to build the broadest coalition possible. I think that one of the reasons we see Republicans or the right attack leaders like Representative and Hasan is because they know that they're losing, that the people are powerful and want the issues that they fight for.
And the race is now heating up with less than 10 days to go until the August 11th primary. County Executive David Crowley now fresh off an endorsement from Congresswoman Gwen Moore. He's expected to hit the campaign trail this week with Governor Tony Evers. Reporting in the newsroom, TJ Dysart, WISN 12 News.
In a statement to 12 News, Republican candidate Tom Tiffany writing in part, Francesca Hong choosing to campaign with individuals who said America deserved 9/11, called communism the honorable end goal, and believe capitalists should be killed is certainly a choice. It also reflects much of the Democrat socialist agenda Francesca Hong is promoting. And the most recent shakeup in the governor's race came last week when Democratic candidate Mandela Barnes dropped out. The latest Marquette University Law School poll conducted
off, chatters. I already blasted off. It's here somewhere. I forget. Didn't I blast off already? Pretty sure I did. Yeah, it's right here. I think I forgot to promote it though. Anyway, we have to move out already super early. Also, David, I don't know what you tweak, but it's not yeah, you tweak something, but the laptop camera is not working for some reason. Look, see? It's locked. So how do we lock it? Oh, there's a button. Oh, maybe. Hold on. Do you need the SD card that's in here, by the way? Okay. Hold on. I'll figure this out real quick. Is that it? No, that's not it. Hold on. God damn it. What the fuck am I doing? Okay. Is this it? No, that's not it. No, that's not the right one anyway. Is it F11? No. Is it? Oh, that's just mute. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where the shutter is because we have to flip it. We have to take the camera off. And I have no idea where the fuck it is. I think it's an actual button. Clicking thing, maybe. All right, well, look it up, and then maybe you can figure it out. Oh, it's F8? Nope. I don't know what that's doing. It's just like, no. There's nothing here, right? No. You can click on here. Anyway. It's F10. I don't think it's F10. Yeah. It's not that, chat. Did you see the Wesley Bell diss track? No, I did not. You sound mad tired, yo? Oh, I am tired. I'm sick and tired. Careful of the diarrhea lettuce. I mean, let me tell you something, okay? It's not the diarrhea lettuce that's a cook me, but the Culver's cheese curds definitely did, okay? All right, fuck it. I'm just gonna just take it off. Just no camera. We'll just hit no cam. We'll just go into reacts directly. All right.
Barnes was still in the race, shows Francesca Hong leading the Democratic pack with 38%, but a significant 34% of those polled were still undecided.
Yeah, you can take it. I already turned it off.
WISN 12 hosted the only live debate between the Democratic candidates for governor. If you missed the hour-long conversation on Tuesday, you can catch it in full on the 12 News app and our YouTube page.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for the CBS 58 News at 9. I'm Monserrico-san. We are 9 days away from the primary election for governor in Wisconsin. Today, Democratic frontrunner Francesca Hong held a rally at South Milwaukee High School with some big names in the progressive movement. Our Catherine Merck joins us in studio with a breakdown of all the developments in the race this past week. Catherine?
Hi, Monse. Good evening. The weeks leading up to the Democratic primary for governor have been filled with shakeups. But on Sunday, State Representative Francesca Hong reminded the young crowd at her rally that her campaign has maintained momentum.
My name is Francesca Hong, and it would be an honor.
Wait, no webcam? That's crazy, bro. I had no fucking clue. Oh my God. Maybe it's because we accidentally locked the webcam and can't unlock it for some reason. But thank you, chatter, for letting me know. Thank you for letting me know, big dog. I know. I'm very aware. I'm very aware of what the fuck's going on, okay? I'm in here. I'm very aware. We just, It's not F10. It doesn't work. I tried. Okay? That doesn't do shit. Yeah, F10 just is the snipping tool. There you go. I tried it. It's fine. All right.
To be your next governor.
In a crowd surrounded by her supporters at South Milwaukee High School, many voters shared what is convincing them to vote for the Democratic Socialist in this swing state.
She's also the only one that's really listening to workers and anti-big tech.
She represents everything that I honestly believe our politics should be like.
The Democratic primary on August 11th will be the latest test of just how far left voters are willing to go in the November midterm.
This is where the sewer socialists showed what government can do when serving the people and not the corporations.
Hong spoke alongside Congresswoman Ilhan Omar from Minnesota, who endorsed Hong in April, along with left-wing commentator Hassan Piker, who has divided Democrats for previous comments that critics have called anti-Semitic and anti-American.
It's an incredible honor to be here today at the beating heart of the historic American socialist movement's capital, Wisconsin.
During the event, Hong said she believes her supporters are united to take down the likely Republican candidate, Tom Tiffany.
When people want to fight for something together, when they see something they believe in and they start to believe in one another, I think the Dems are going to have to write a new playbook here.
According to the Marquette University Law School poll results that were released last week, Hong is in the lead with 38%. Just over a third of voters were undecided. Mandela Barnes was in second place behind Hong.
Okay.
He dropped out last week. Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley has moved into second.
Yeah, the camera is manually locked. We can't figure out how to fucking fix it, but it doesn't matter because we're moving out right now anyway. We're mobilizing right now.
Place with Barnes dropping out. He's endorsed by Governor Tony Evers and was endorsed by Congresswoman Gwen Moore of Milwaukee on Friday. State Senator Kelda Roys and former Department of Administration Secretary Joel Brennan are polling in the single digits.
Let's hear it one more time for your future governor, Francesca Hong.
As Hong's campaign aims to excite voters heading into the primary, her supporters already have their eyes on the November election.
The momentum is here.
As we know, President Trump is trying to protect the vote by passing the Save America Act. The scandal in New Jersey is adding a renewed sense of urgency to that legislation after thousands of non-citizens were found to be on the state's voter rolls. And a Biden-appointed federal judge blocked the DOJ from gaining access to the rolls. I don't know why. Joining us for tonight's big close-up is Democrat New Jersey Congressman Josh Gottheimer, the perfect person for me to ask about this, Congressman. We always appreciate when a Democrat is willing to come on and mix it up with us. So I got to ask you, not only because you're a Democrat, but also because you represent New Jersey. I got to ask you about these non-citizens being on
God's country.
Yeah, well, we think Tennessee and Georgia are, but hey, listen, New Jersey's great too. But I do want to ask you about perhaps some of the flaws in the motor voter program, which seems to be at the heart of kind of what happened here and is likely perhaps still happening. And I know the Democrat position is maybe against voter ID, Save America Act, but given what's happened in your state of New Jersey, do you think that there's a conversation worth having on some of the vulnerabilities there?
Well, I think in New Jersey, as you've probably read, the massive vulnerability that we found so far was a technological one. So people were getting on to the rolls who shouldn't have been because they hired this outside vendor who appears to have screwed up. At least that's what the initial reports show. But obviously nobody who shouldn't be voting. So I believe that as the governor has launched not only a full investigation, but already announced last week she was purging those who were registered who shouldn't have been. And I think we have to keep taking action like that. I think it's very important. But also, as you probably know, and I don't know if this was brought up to you, but the company, Indemia, who designed this program is very involved all across the government, the federal government. They're doing background checks all over the place at DHS and Department of Defense and at the FBI. FBI and screenings at the airport with the pre-check. So to me, what's most important is we get to the bottom of where these glitches are and making sure the technology is fixed.
Do you think that there are some inherent vulnerabilities, though, when you have a motor voter program that registers people to vote, non-citizens who in some cases don't even realize that they're registered to vote, don't even realize when they get that ballot in the mail that they shouldn't vote? Do you think that that presents a problem that's worth taking a look at?
Well, certainly we should look to see and make sure that in the case of the program here in New Jersey or any other state, if you're going to have registration at motor vehicles, that the system works properly. I have no problem with making it easier for citizens to register to vote and to vote. Like, we should make it easier for citizens to do so, and as long as they're actual citizens, and that's important, because why should we make it harder for people to vote? People are busy, they work hard. That's very important in our country that people can vote, but as you pointed out, let's make sure the system is airtight, and that's what I think is very important.
I love airtight with some voter ID and proof of citizenship, but I'm going to move on because we might not see eye to eye on that one. Congressman, as you know, Election Day is this Tuesday for Michigan and Missouri. The socialists are really hoping to steal that show. This weekend, Fox News asked attendees at the DSA summit about their plans and why they joined that socialist movement. Take a listen.
Right now, we're thinking about running a party campaign around sanctuary campuses, getting ICE off of our campuses.
If people want to say we're un-American, I say we're doing the most American thing you could possibly do.
Honestly, the same kind of stuff that I am used to growing up in the Christian church. It's a lot of the same sort of like helping out your neighbors. That's the ethos of democratic socialism.
DSA leaders are pushing their policies to an audience that wants to overhaul that Democrat Party.
Our police and prison system is stacked toward persecuting poor people. The language that we have in there is abolishing the police and prison system that protects capital over people.
The Democratic Party needs reform. Look, this is a party that hasn't delivered enough for working class Americans. We shouldn't have watched wealth pile up in Wall Street and Silicon Valley. We need a new, bold economic visions.
Congressman, I don't believe you consider yourself a socialist, so I want to ask you, do you think that there's a lot of overlap between traditional Democrats such as yourself and the Democrat socialists that are giving the establishment a run for its money?
Well, obviously, I'm a very proud, common-sense Democrat, and I don't think DSA members are Democrats. They're socialists, right? And I'm all for them having their own party if they want one, but if they're trying to take over our party, that's unacceptable to me. And their values, their ideas, and are certainly not in line with ours, and they don't support our leadership. They're trying to use the Democratic Party as a vessel for their ideas. And as you heard in some of these conventions, literally they're supporting the Communist Manifesto and Trotsky. They're anti-American. They're anti-cop. They don't believe in borders. And frankly, the good news is there's only about 150,000 of them registered, and there's 45 million Democrats. And so we should make it very clear that they're not Democrats and they're not welcome in the Democratic Party.
But if I could say respectfully, Congressman, there are a number of Democrats who absolutely do support them. And we're talking about people like AOC, for example. Some squad members seem to be very enamored with what we're seeing out of the socialists. And I'm just curious, how do you separate the two? Because some of the real luminaries of your party seem to be very cozy and comfortable with what seems to be a creeping, metastasizing socialism within your party. And how concerned are you as well with the, as John Fetterman put it, another Democrat, he's on the Senate side, with the creeping anti-Semitism that also seems to be enveloping parts of your party? Do you see why people are concerned about that?
Well, certainly, it's why I'm saying that they're not welcome. It's just like in the Republican Party, you've got members who are trying to barge in with ideas that are not compatible with the Republican Party. You know who they are, and they've, like said, you've kind of said to them, you're not welcome here. It's the same thing. Like, their ideas and their values are not aligned with ours. When you're anti-cop, anti-American, you're against small businesses or owning property, that makes no sense. And I think we have to make it very clear that they're not Democrats, they're socialists, and to your point, some of these folks, they're going to be loud, but there's just a few of them compared to where most Democrats are. And they're going to scream and yell and get a lot of attention for their ideas. But the bottom line is they're socialists. And we've got to make it pretty clear that that's not the future of the Democratic Party.
All right, Congressman, listen, Wisconsin's Democrat candidate for governor, Francesca Hong, was joined on the campaign trail by the darling of the socialist there, Hassan Piker, and of course, Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. Here's a bit of what they had to say today.
These are not radical ideas. What's radical is the undermining of the labor class.
This is where workers collectively bargained for their rights. This is where communities build movements. This is where the sewer socialists showed what government can do when serving the people and not the corporations.
We're standing up to the people who are complicit in upholding the billionaires.
Yeah, you say there's just a few of them. I 1/3 of your party in some places. But even beyond that, today James Carville said very matter-of-factly on this network that if the Democrat Party becomes the party of Hassan Piker, it's either him or Hassan has to go. And does that same sentiment resonate with you? Is there someone on the ballot? Maybe it's Chevalier here in New York, that if that's who Jeffries wraps his arms around, you'll be looking for a different party too.
Well, Jeffries won't, and let me be very clear that Hassan Piker is not a Democrat. That guy's the ultimate grifter, right? He's a guy who said that 9/11 is America's fault. Yeah. Right? He's just an online personality. And we got to make it clear he's not welcome here in the Democratic Party. And I think you've heard a lot of voices like James Carville and others make it clear they're not welcome here. And I think, I'm not even contemplating those kind of ideas because we're going to have a big night Tuesday night. Haley Stevens is going to win. We're going to make it clear. You saw Plattner obviously thrown off in Maine, and we got to make it abundantly clear over and over again that those are not ideas that are welcome in the Democratic Party. We need common sense ideas. We got to stand up for affordability, for getting costs down, right? Whether it's electric bills or the cost of food to make life more affordable for people. That's got to be our focus. These anti-American ideas or shutting down, prisons or saying, those things are not welcome here. We support law enforcement. We support common sense ideas, and that's what the Democratic Party is about. They're going to keep yelling and screaming, and they can do their own thing, but they're not welcome here.
Congressman, you've said that their ideas are not anything like the Democratic Party establishment and not anything like your own, and yet functionally, when it comes down to the actual policy implications, they're not actually all that different. There was
I'm sorry.
I'm flipping it.
She hexed Trump.
Okay, we're live, we're alive, and we are on our way in fully suited up and fully booted up to a pool party, which I've only been in Michigan when it's like kind of cold and kind of chilly, I feel like, which is why in my mind, people don't do pool parties here. Like in my headcanon, Michigan is not like a pool place.
It's funny too because the lakes, the notes for this event were like business casual.
Wait, oh really?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
I think that
makes a lot of sense.
I think it might just be a home. Yeah. It might be a home with a pool.
Yeah.
And people are being a little.
Then it's like, oh, it's a pool party. Like, what if I just came with a bathing suit, thinking like, oh, dude, pool party time, and then like the media's there. Yeah. The media will be there. I don't have one, but two fucking journalists trailing me.
Who's the other one?
The other one's AP. They're doing something too. But that's, it's neither here nor there. So, yeah. I'm not ready for a pool party, but we have a stacked day today, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, I'll be covering the news and whatnot as we move around all day, and hopefully, I'll be able to figure out a time where I will have some desktop opportunities, perhaps later in the day. But for the time being, yeah, we have so much, dude. Every campaign is like, oh, you're here, let's slut you out. Yeah. Let's slut you out to the max. It's fucking unbelievable. But yeah, I did want to talk about Ken Klippenstein's latest article, which is very interesting. Did you see this?
No.
Oh, Ken Klippenstein got a leak.
Well, a leak.
Ken Leakenstein, as always. Leak memo shows Republicans privately see Francesca Hong as uniquely dangerous in the general election. and that more moderate and establishment Democratic alternatives would likely produce lower base motivation and depressed turnout.
That's totally true. I mean, Mandela Barnes struggled to get turnout in Milwaukee and Madison.
Exactly.
Also because the DSCC screwed him over. But
yeah.
This is so true.
As we move closer to the midterm elections, two candidates stand out in the independents from their institutional Democratic Party. The first is straight-talking chef Francesca Hong, whom I've interviewed as a clear frontrunner to be the governor of my home state in Wisconsin, says Ken. I didn't know he was from Wisconsin. That's why he's like so excited about Francesca Hong. The second is Dr. Abdul Al-Sayed, who enters Tuesday's Senate primary in Michigan with a double-digit lead in the polls. Yet the Democratic Party and the mainstream media are not accepting the clear will of the voters. This is, in my opinion, this has been the most like clear exercise of the Democratic Party bosses being really frustrated that they no longer have any control. They can't whip the votes in favor of 100%. Their establishment candidates. And they're just fucking desperately flailing around to be like, they're not electable. You guys are so stupid for voting for these fucking stupid, not electable candidates. It's like, well, if they weren't electable, they probably, wouldn't be electable in the primaries either, right? Yeah. Like, they're like, no, you fools. You're not supposed to vote for what you like. You're supposed to vote for who we tell you to vote for, and you're not doing it. So that's been their anger. That's been their frustration. And they're packaging it in this like electability, this broader electability argument. And it's really funny because, look, I'm not the biggest, election nerd. I'm not like you. I don't
probably for the best.
Yeah, I don't poll myself with regular frequency. I just I have beliefs, I have moral convictions. You do too. I'm just saying, like, I have moral convictions, and I have this suspicion, I have this theory, rather, that Bernie would have won in 2016 broadly. Yes. It's the most like reductive. And
who disagrees with that?
Well, there's also plenty of evidence on the poll side that showed that reality, right? Bernie was a far stronger candidate against Donald Trump, and the Democrats never, presented that as the electability option back then. Now, what's interesting, however, about this electability argument is that still exists. And as a matter of fact, I think that argument that Democrats who are Bernie-crats, who are left populist, will actually be able to excite the base and even pick up turnout from low propensity voters, turnout from unique parts of the voter base that normally doesn't swing to the Democrats. Mm-hmm. We are going to test those theories of change in the upcoming general election. Now, we're talking like Abdul won already. He hasn't yet, so which is why we're still pushing. But it's very interesting that these guys are not even willing to entertain the thought at all, even though their candidates have lost. And it's just, there's
James Carville is leaving
zealotry. The party. Well, yeah, I know. Once
that's Abdul, what you're talking about.
Yeah, on Tuesday night, once Abdul wins the primary, inshallah, James Carville will be leaving the party. So we'll see.
He hasn't won yet, and that's why we're going to this pool party.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So true.
Job not done.
But yeah, it turns out, it turns out that the Republicans are also aware of this, and it's very interesting that they sent a memo. We need to take Francesca Hong seriously. Reads the subject line of a memo prepared for U.S. Tiffany's gubernatorial campaign by Republican consultants, leaked and reported on by Jesse Opoin of Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. The April memo correctly anticipated Hong's dominance in the primary. It also described her as a uniquely dangerous in the general election, and that the general election strengths are formidable. Per the memo, as reported by the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, Hong's combination of grassroots momentum, unapologetically progressive ideology, and a platform centered on high turnout makes her uniquely dangerous in the general election. Hong's platform is broadly popular and difficult to counter. Her agenda is built around kitchen table issues that pull strongly with independents, working families, and even some rural voters. It's mostly the AI database stuff. All right, here, I'll continue as we...
No one likes data centers.
Nope. We'll just leave the charger in here. Okay.
Yeah. I'm looking at ground.
Vincent.
Yeah?
Do you want me to do the errands we talked about?
I think, given we're just going to do 10 minutes of here, probably should have stayed. We're coming.
Okay.
Are we to make it on time? We have to only be here for 10 minutes? Or 15? We can stay here a little bit. We're at 2:18. It's about 29 minutes. Okay. No, but that one is really, first of all, you also correctly clocked. Rashida is a great organizer, and immediately she also texted me personally last night.
I'm always very, very terrified of disappointing her.
Yeah.
I think it's here, but this might not be the right.
Yeah,
I think it's this
next
one.
All right.
The Abdul sign is a hint.
Yeah. These houses are nice. So as I was saying, where was I? Oh, I was talking about Francesca Hahn. So as the memo continues, more moderate and establishment Democratic alternatives would likely produce lower base motivation and depressed turnout. That's really interesting.
People aren't hyped up about David Crowley. They aren't just crawling out to crawling.
They're not crawling out to vote for Crowley, which is interesting because, I mean, he had to Crowley back into the race after dropping out to consolidate support for Javier Rodriguez because he was at like 7 or not even like 6 or 5% with no path to victory. Oh yes, I would love a bracelet.
I just nabbed it, if that's okay.
No, please, whatever.
I mean, it might be a little too small.
It's stretchy.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you want the neck or bracelet.
That's sick. I would love that.
If it's that tight, I think it would look great on
Right?
I just don't know if I'll be able to. I don't know if it's gonna fit.
Oh, yours is not stretchy.
No, we can stretch it. Oh, I don't know. You're right. Oh, wait.
Do this one, huh?
Oh yeah, this one's stretchy.
But I like that one though.
Look at this guy. Let's do it below yours.
This one.
Fuck. It's just
Okay, well we're gonna do
that later.
We're gonna do a purple one.
So are you talking to yourself again?
Oh my God, what are you doing here?
I mean, who isn't here? Who isn't here?
Oh my God, look who it is, chat.
Wow, double match.
There you go.
Boom.
You have the jacket on.
Boom.
Double match.
I can also give you a yassified pin if you want.
No, it's fine. I really want this. Now that I saw it, I locked in and I want it.
Oh, let me say what up to.
Hey, what's going on?
What up, baby? What you doing?
Cool thing on.
Oh, cool. That looks cool.
Yeah. Okay.
I know you live. What up?
How you doing?
All right. You're set now.
There it is.
Do you want some bootleg Abdul swag also? Made a little
You
package.
guys made
As
bootleg.
long as the money goes out still, I don't care.
This is our guy running for state rep.
Thank you so much for coming, guys.
Of course.
It's looking good.
I mean,
We're doing
It has been very hectic past couple of days. Well, I just got in from
Wisconsin, bro. What you in?
awesome. That's so exciting. Like if we get like a socialist governor in Wisconsin.
He is, yeah. He's our usher.
I'm very excited.
It is very exciting.
So what do you think of Detroit so far?
I love it. I've been here before. I came here for Abdul a bunch of times.
Right.
Detroit is beautiful. I love this place. I love it.
Well, thank you for being here.
I'm like firmly committed to the Midwest.
Yeah, sorry, I've been a little
it's
less active
great.
in that chat because it's hard to.
But
We have everything except mountains.
my services are not everywhere in the country, unfortunately. So I'm always I'm all over the place. But
You were with friend. I'm Jess. I'm his campaign.
That's a good thing.
You also helped me win a
both
bet
DSA.
because I bet with one of the hosts of the party that you were going to show up in a full suit to the pool party.
of course.
I won.
Also, apparently, the event was billed as business casual.
Yeah, because I think it would be. I think it's better off that there's not a bunch of people.
Yeah, that probably would not.
Well, that would have been chill, I think.
You might like that.
I mean, I don't.
I'm kidding. Oh wait, you're shooting all the time.
Yeah, I have
you
no
can't cut
preference
that.
one way or another. But hey,
Chris, right?
Anyway.
I want people to have fun.
But he's nationally DSA.
Yeah, there's no direct
along with Donovan.
Hell
He's our
yeah.
Detroit DSA slate. So
We're super excited. If we can, I mean, going into 2028, if we have all of Detroit represented by socialists in Congress, like that's going to have huge implications.
I think it did. I knew I was coming here.
And, yeah, having like a black socialist represented representing Detroit, representing downriver, someone that can hopefully endorse whoever it is. I want it to be AOC, but build up something day one. We have an actual DSA machine that can mobilize and get everyone going, and hopefully, and we will have just shown that Abdul, that a real pro-Palestine progressive can win statewide. I feel very good.
Progressive on a platform of higher degrees of socialization.
Like Medicare for all.
Yeah, this is
money
really
out of politics.
This is the reason why they don't want it to happen.
Exactly.
The reason why the party bosses are terrified of this is not because I said this with Zoran. They do not fear our failures. They fear our success because that success builds. I mean, look, Chris Rabb is here. Albert Kawaz is here.
Chris Rabb is here?
Yeah.
What's up, my man?
Building our socialist
Yeah, man.
That victory after victory piles on, and then all of a sudden we have this snowball effect.
And then we'll see the 2 out of
Socialist elected
in the whole city.
Helping out other socialists to get elected. And that is precisely why they're freaking the fuck out.
Yeah. Which, has anyone told you about the money out of politics ballot measure?
I think so. Yeah.
I mean that too. It just is on the ballot by 9 signatures out of that 1,000 signature thing, which is huge. That was a huge GSA priority, and getting that on, being able to show, not only did Abdul win statewide, but a corporate money out of politics ballot measure is going to win every county in the state in November. That's also going to be so huge.
If I'm a DTE executive, I'm just fuck out.
I'm moving to West Virginia.
I'm freaking the fuck out. I'm terrified. I'm thinking to myself, we're about to face accountability for the first time in the state.
Absolutely.
Up until now, could spell Democrat without DT.
Which is,
I don't know.
It's been so insane. Just so much money and all the way up to the top in the party. And then when you look at, why are we doing tax breaks for data centers and non-community solar? That's why. So, but
all right, we're gonna walk around a little bit, get a feel for the party. We haven't even walked into the party yet.
No, it's really good to do.
This is what we're doing on a Monday, chat.
We're about to
miss what? What happened?
say this.
Don't say that. I mean, it happens. We have to go to a. I know what? We have to go to a youth organizing event for a bunch of youth canvassers. We're just here to show support for the moment. You sure? Yeah, make sure your camera is mud free.
Hi. Oh, hey, how you doing, man?
What's going on?
Hey, Maurice.
Hassan.
Hi, nice to meet you, man.
Hey, I'm Mira with WFP.
Hassan, nice to meet you.
Thanks for coming out.
Of course. Hello. How you doing?
When did you get in? Right over here.
Oh, I've been here. I was here. I was here, and then I flew into Wisconsin for the day yesterday to do a rally, and then now I'm back here until the election. So very exciting stuff.
No, I'm so excited. This is going to be so much fun.
Yeah. No, the momentum is incredible. I don't like to make any predictions, but I'd rather be a. Yeah.
I think you have to put it out there.
Okay.
I think you have to manifest it. Exactly. We are manifesting as
Will Donovan Abdul is going down.
Is Will here too right now or no?
Nah, he's in his district. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wanted to meet him. How you doing?
Okay, let's take it. Let's do it.
Oh no, I'm
rallying the troops everywhere, even out here.
Let's go.
Even out here.
No smudges? You're good?
She's really the rallier, I'm just tagging along.
Okay. It's not that bad. It's not as hot. What's going on? I'm doing all right, man. How about yourself?
I'm Denzel. Actually, on one of your streams, you featured one of my tweets talking about how folks were trying to take advantage of black folks in Michigan.
Oh yeah. Okay,
so,
I remember. Yeah. It's been limited effective, I think. I would say, for especially older voters. Older voters still watch TV. Yeah. I think I want to hear your perspective on this, especially for Detroit, especially for Wayne County, especially for black voters, because we did some canvassing for Donovan, right, Hamtramck, and in Detroit, and I think for a lot of, now that I've been to a lot of districts like upper middle class districts, rich districts, and then also working class districts are very poor. It's it's very obvious that like a lot of young people, especially in poorer districts, they don't give a fuck about this shit at all, right? They're like, elections, I don't care. Yeah. Like, who's Bernie Sanders?
Yeah.
And it makes sense, right? But I feel like one thing that I have realized, especially in like upper middle class districts, is like if you get young people to get activated, they talk to their parents.
Absolutely.
And their parents get super excited when they're like, oh, you're doing your civic duty, like I'm in. Like who are you?
Yeah.
Who's exciting you like this, right? That's what they keep saying. So I wonder like if there's a way for us to be able to like activate youth turnout to some degree in places like Detroit and Wayne County.
I think that's the key, right? Because it's also like how I think the way that voting has been socialized, especially in Black families, of like it is a familiar thing. Like we're talking about with our family, with the older folks, right? Like I went to my sister's birthday party, and like the older folks in the family, I was like, okay, y'all are voting for these folks, right? And when they hear from us, they're like, oh yeah, for sure. And I think it's also the excitement because what you said, like when you are going to some young folks in some of the working classes, they're like, I don't care about this.
Yeah.
So when people see like, oh, somebody does care, that they're actually paying attention to our communities, that's a whole nother aspect to it. So I think that is the key point. Like in my role in city council, I'm trying to like figure out how we activate that and like civic education in all spheres as well. So So
I think like obviously representation matters a lot in that regard, and then outside of that, the reason why I'm saying this is also because like there is no. I've talked about this quite a bit. We talked about it in New York as well, and all around the country. There is no pathway towards like socialism in any capacity without Black socialism.
Yeah,
it's just like it's not gonna work. And you obviously have like a lot more cynical versions of this already as like a hurdle against more progressive candidates, like you see it with Jim Clyburn, obviously. But I think his institutional clout is also diminishing a little bit. I mean, he's done a bunch of key endorsements against left electeds who are now in charge.
Yeah.
So it's and we got a lot of new. We got a lot of new electeds that are going to now enter the Congressional Black Caucus. Dade Lisa, Chris, right? Like so. That I think is huge.
It is, and I think there's a path. Like as you talked about activating young people and other, like reminding people of Black radical tradition, right? Like of like who, like when we talk about socialism, who were the folks like that, Black folks who were lifting this up from the start? Like then people are like, oh, that's what you like to that reminder and thinking back in that way.
As much as I love Bernie Sanders, like he's not the face of like historical socialism in this country. It's MLK and it's Malcolm. And I think like that is, I mean, that's been deliberately cast aside, I feel like, because look, we have a white supremacist education system, so all the young people that even are paying attention to school are learning a very different version of events. And they're not getting the true historically accurate version of Black liberationist movements. So
we'll see. I think, and reminding people of the Black Panther Party, and also what comes like the actual aspect of it in practice, right? Like that is
breakfast programs, like community organizing. That's what I mean. Like I think one of the things that I think DSA is doing very well right now in its electoral strategy has always been. I mean, even this in and of itself, this is like an event. It's an event where we bring canvassers out, and it's a fun. There's a fun social component to it. It gets people to, it gets people excited. It gets them to do something. I feel like that's very important. I mean, a version of this is happening in Baltimore, not around elections, but like community events. We know have a capacity to diminish youth violence by a lot. So I think like one version of like continuous political action has to feature deliberately target young Black voters or usually young Black folk in general.
And in a way, like you said, that one that doesn't talk like that up front is not politics, right? Up front is like how are we delivering on your needs? Like also how can you just be in the place where you can lay your head back and
So we should say hi to Abdul now.
We gotta leave soon.
Appreciate you.
All right,
nice talking with you. All right, take
hell
care.
I just want to say thanks for coming by, my boy. Norris Howard, just is such a nice to meet you, dude.
Hi, you're the girl that you got yelled at for wearing stuff. Yeah, you're the New York DSA person.
Yes, I am.
Or you're freshly minted DSA.
I am. I'm 8 months now.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, I got the pin.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Also, how do you feel being on New York Post
I fucking.
for your sartorial choices?
No, it was for Jennifer Hexet's sartorial choices.
Oh yeah, you called her
Yeah.
Timu dress out.
Yeah.
Right?
Love that bitch. But
like
I'm loving
that.
your sartorial choices.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is also a Chinese suit, but it doesn't look Chinese.
No
so
Mao suit today?
No Mao suit.
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah, I'm not trying to turn, so close to the campaign. So close to the election. I'm not trying to turn it into like a Hasan is a Maoist show.
Yeah.
No,
but I love the Mao suit.
I love it too. It looks dope.
Yes.
It looks dope. It's tailored. It is made by a Chinese tailor who literally invented the Zhongshan style of suit.
That's beautiful.
I'm unashamed about that. I will continue wearing it. I just, sometimes you gotta switch it around.
And you're not supporting fast fashion like Jennifer Hexet.
It's true. It's true. That's what's important. All right. Well, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
What's up to Abdul? We got to get out of here.
I guess so. Correct.
Whoever you're voting for is. Oh, they are.
Bought and paid for by the same people.
Aren't you hot?
Only a little.
Oh, I was like,
Yeah. When he's in the Senate, yeah.
Yep. And I'm the one who's not bought off by the people who are already insurance company.
After Abdul?
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Hasan.
Hey, Elena. Aren't you we met in April. Sweating in your suit?
No. I'm pretty chill right now.
You know the Subway Take Show in New York?
Yeah,
So they do the Detroit version on the people.
Nice. That's sick. Yeah. I know Kareem very well. He does a great job.
Yeah.
So.
Have you ever made a pitch for Abdul on for any show?
I could hit him up ASAP, but once we get in the general, I think we'll make it happen.
I think Kareem's Egyptian, right?
He is, yes. Unfortunately, too many Egyptians in Congress. Too many Egyptians in Congress right now. Adam Hamawi, Abdul. I don't know what's going on. Oh yeah, Kareem is Egyptian. Yeah. All right, let's walk around then while they're filming, and then maybe I'll say what's up to them before they leave.
Son, Andre Easton.
What's up?
When are you going to talk to Andre Easton? He's primarying Richie Torres.
Yeah, I mean, I'm familiar. I'm a little familiar with him. I don't know if he has any rivalry with being real, but
Well, I'm saying he's kind of the real deal, man. Like I'm telling you, I'm a DSA member. I'm usually pretty suspicious of the PSL. Please don't come after me.
I'm dead. Can I see that?
But I have to admit, talk to him for 10, 15 minutes. He has the sauce.
I think he's dope.
I just think he needs a little bit of.
He doesn't have any institution. They don't have any infrastructure.
That's true. He doesn't have DSA backing.
Yeah, he doesn't have any institutional backing. He doesn't have any infrastructure, so that makes it very difficult, especially in the deep blue district like that, where people are just going to vote on the Democratic ticket no matter what. So they'll be seen as a spoiler, and it'll make it much harder. And I fear that is going to lead to because everything I do it's turned into an example.
No, that's true.
You know what I mean?
I respect it. Yeah.
So what? Well, we're doing a walkthrough?
We're walking out and they're giving you something on the way out.
I don't. Your transformation in terms of just being.
Bro, you're the reason. You're literally part of the reason.
I'm literally the most dressed down politician in American history.
I know.
And he's wearing suits.
No, but here's what happened. We did all the fucking, I have people come on my stream all the time, but when you were like, oh, let's go stumping, I was like, I didn't realize that was a different thing.
It's a whole different thing.
I didn't realize that the media would treat it as a whole different thing. So then after
to be
that,
fair, I don't think anybody realized the media was going to treat there was a full-on freak out on every channel.
I know. But, and it has only snowballed. It has only continued. There was a documentary that came out on CNN last night. Now James Carville's talking about leaving the party. We got John Fetterman.